Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are a first-time visitor, welcome. We're so excited that you're here. I can't wait to share all these tools and tips of crafting with you. If you are a returning viewer, let me just say thank you for sticking with me. I can't wait to show you so many new things. My channel is new at this point. If you know you're watching it like in November of 2020, but if you're watching it in like November of 2021, you probably have an arsenal of videos to look at. So thank you for visiting my channel. Today what we're going to do is mix epoxy. When I first started, epoxy looked simple on the videos. You mix one part A, one part B, and you whip it all up and then throw it on your cup. But that's not the case. When you whip it all up, you get air bubbles and it turns gray, and so like really cloudy. And so when you throw it on your cup, loses its shimmer because of the cloudiness and the bubbles. So I'm going to show you today how to mix epoxy, and we're going to do one part A, one part B. Let me tell you, you should wear gloves. When I first started doing epoxy, I used industrial strength, and everything came out really beautiful, but it was so strong where my eyes would get bloodshot just because it's right in front of me, or I would get, my hands would get rough and sticky, and it's chemicals, so you want to at least protect your hands. I switched over to Amazing Clear Cast, and it actually works really great for me. And it's less toxic. So let's get started. Let me move the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to use 1 cup. My cups are already dulled because I sand them down, and then I put my vinyl or my Cricut printed cut, or my Bumblebee stenciled glitter cup, and I'm gonna do a tutorial on how I did this cup because this is really exciting. I love the way this one came out, where the glitter comes through the paint. We used Cricut print removable vinyl as a stencil, and then painted over, and anyways, that'll be another video. So today, let's work on mixing epoxy. You do have to mix it for 5 minutes straight. So during the 5 minutes of mixing, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video so you don't have to worry about that part. So we're going to do 1 ounce of side B, and the exact amount of side A on this cup. And we said it was 1 ounce. This one's going to be a little thicker. And because my garage is really cold, it's a little bit thicker because it's cold in here. So what I like to do, you should do it at room temperature, but it's a little cold. I'll just put a little heat on it, kind of melt it. I use my heat gun. And as it's melting, some people put it in hot water to put each plastic cup in hot water. You could do that as well. I just think this is easier and faster, and so this is what I do. So this one's a little bit, now that I warmed it up, it's more movable. This one is a little bit above the one, and we want to do the same thing here. And actually with that little heat, it actually softened this one up. So there we go. So this one's thicker, right? So what I want to do is I want to put the one that's more fluid into the one that's thicker versus the other way around, because we want to make sure that we get everything we can. This one is going to come out easier than this one, which is the part B. Part B is thick. So we don't want to have to struggle with getting part B out. So just want to make sure they're equal. They're equal. And then we're going to put part A, which is a little bit more softer and movable, pliable, flexible, and we're going to pour it in to the cup with the not so flexible mix. And we want to make sure that we get everything, because it has to be exact measurements. We don't want our epoxy to get ruined. You know, we don't want sticky epoxy. We don't want epoxy that is going to not dry up well. These cups are in my way, darn it, but it's coming. I think my dog's wondering where I'm at. And then there's my cat. They're like, hey, where are you at? I thought I'd come and craft while everybody was in bed, but even the cat and the dog want my attention. Okay, so I think I have everything here. You know, sometimes I lose track of time, right? So what I do is just say, Alexa, remind me in 5 minutes to stop stirring.
Okay, Aida. I'll remind you in 5 minutes.
She's so dependable. So now I'm mixing. What I've seen people do on YouTube channels is they're like this. I don't even want to do that, but they're like this, like they're batting pancake mix, or, you know, getting ready to do an omelet. You know, you don't do that. It's soft, steady. Make sure you scrape the walls. Get everything mixed. As it starts to mix up, it does start to get gray. But that's because it's mixing. And we're going to go ahead and just mix it. Make sure we're getting a good consistency. Okay, so now it's just about ready. If you look at it, it's clear now. There's a little bit of bubbles, but I'm going to get that out with the heat gun. But it's pretty clear. I don't think you can see it too good in here. See how it's just about ready. And I can tell because it's getting warm. So I'm gonna let it sit there for a little bit so the bubbles can rise to the top while I put my gloves on. Always have your handy dandy trash next to you. And the reason I want it going this way is because, I'll start with this one, because I'm gonna pour it here, and as it comes this way, I'm gonna start rubbing it around the cup. Okay, let's do this. Oh yeah, it's warm. It's ready. So I think I have it pretty good. Really saturated. When I did the glitter, I put tape at the top and the bottom. But now that I'm doing the last epoxy coat, I'm not going to put tape in the bottom because I don't want that finished, like, just hard stop, you know. This is so relaxing. Let me just do all of it. Because now it's getting a little thick and I don't want to work with it anymore because epoxy has about like 40 minutes of working time from the minute that you start mixing it. So we mixed it for about 5 minutes. And it took a little bit longer than the 5 minutes actually because it's so cold in my garage. So you really want to mix it in room temperature to get your best results. But I didn't do so bad actually because the mixing took a little bit, but it was nice and slow and steady. And I don't see any fish eyes. I guess they call that fish eyes when you see indentation because, you know, the epoxy didn't mix well or, you know, you didn't have enough epoxy on there, but it's a really good, steady stream. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my gloves off now. So there you go. That's how you mix epoxy, slow and steady. Remember, we're not making a cake or whipping up some omelets. I'll also do a video on how I created my cup turner for you. I'm really excited about that video. But in order for me to upload anything longer than 15 minutes, I need to have at least 1,000 subscribers. So this is where you come in, friends. I need you to share, like, subscribe, subscribe, share, and like. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit of something. You know, I'm gonna kind of like save you from the mistakes that I made as I was learning to mix epoxy and do these glitter cups. Thank you for watching.